whole fam to feed, tell you I ball for real, look. I want it all for real, look. I'm going hard for real, look. I'm getting all the deals, yeah. I want it all for real. Got a new crib, new keys, I want it all for real, look. Got a whole fam to feed, tell you I ball for real, look. I want it all for real, look. I'm going hard for real, look. I'm getting all the deals, yeah. I want it all for real. Got a new crib, new keys, I want it all for real, look. Got a whole fam to feed, tell you I ball for real, look. I want it all for real, look. I'm going hard for real. I'm getting all the deals, yeah, yeah. I'm watching my moves, I'm paying my dues. I tell you I'm running it up, yeah. Watching this paper, I'm chasing. You know that I'm running it up, yeah. You know I ain't giving no fucks, yeah. Telling my people don't crash. I want you to know that we on one. I want you to keep getting the bag. Look, no hate, no fake, yeah. Just know we great, and I'ma work this thing around, then lift it up and shake, 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 shake. Watch this thing go quake, 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 quake. Pop a shit, no bricks. I'm hood rich, ain't no playing around. I'ma pop my shit, cause I be taking them down, and I'll be breaking them down. Nice body, real fit, caking by the pound. Get a man real quick, look. And if he nice, I do it right and do it all the time. You ain't gotta ask, it's on my mind already. Let's get this paper, baby. You know I'm boss heavy, heavy, big facts, big racks, Maserati. I want it all for real. Got a new crib, new keys. I want it all for real. Got a whole fam to feed, tell you I ball for real, look. I want it all for real, look. I'm going hard for real, look. I'm getting all the deals, yeah. I want it all for real. Got a new crib, new keys. I want it all for real, look. Got a whole fam to feed, tell you I ball for real, look. I want it all for real, look. I'm going hard for real, look. I'm getting all the deals, yeah. I want it all for real. Got a new crib, new keys. I want it all for real, look. Got a whole fam to feed, tell you I ball for real, look. I want it all for real, look. I'm going hard for real. I'm getting all the deals, yeah, yeah. I want it all for real. Yeah, I want it all for real. Trapping, using all my skills. I want it all for real. I'm getting all the deals. Going hard for real, look. I'm getting all the deals, yeah. Got a new crib, new keys. Look, got a whole fam to feed. Tell ya I ball for real. Look, I want it all for real. Look, I'm going hard for real. Look, I'm getting all the deals, yeah, yeah. Getting all the deals, yeah, yeah. All my skills, yeah, yeah.
All right, folks. My guest is here. We moving and booming as usual. And listen, y'all seen these guys on the pot last week. They're here. So without a further ado, I give you Ali Batty and DeAndre Ruffin. What's cracking, my guys?
What up, Tig?
What's good? What's good?
Another day, my man. Another day. Excited to be here.
Hey, what's cracking?
You
All right. So y'all know what we here for, you know. Welcome for those tuning in for the first time. Y'all hear me just fine, right?
All good.
All good. No crackling, no nothing, right?
All good.
All right, we here then. That's awesome. Hey, listen, folks. I got my guys here once again. And we are here to talk financial literacy once again. And y'all already know the vibes. We want y'all to get an understanding of what's really going on. And if you guys are looking to get business funding and credit repair, we are the team to go to. So, for those that didn't get to watch before, give the rundown a bit about yourselves. As always, we have to do this, you know, every time you're on we don't got to do a long run, but just a short run on who you are, what you do. Let's start with you, Ali.
What's going on, everybody? I'm the owner of M2 FICO Forge, DIY credit repair software. Been doing this for over 10 years. So we stopped doing personalized credit repair. And we now teach you how to fix your credit yourself, because if you get involved in the process, you ain't going to screw your credit up again. Nice, simple, and easy.
Hey, all right now, this guy.
This guy. All right. So I'm DeAndre Ruffin, CEO of Smart Hustlers Club. And yes, Ali and I are partners. We help you guys actually stop paying somebody thousands of dollars who might not know how to read a credit report. And we teach you guys how to take control of your own credit report using our software and other methods that we offer you guys to use.
Hey. So there you have it, folks. My guys are here and they're ready to give you the rundown. So, who wants to go first and tell them a bit about what's going on here?
Dre, you want to start? Or you want me to start?
I'll start off. So look,
Go.
guys, welcome. You know, I'm a talker. I love talking, guys. So welcome again. If you didn't watch the last podcast, go watch the last podcast. We got busy. We're gonna keep it short this one. But so what we got going on is we're offering you guys opportunity to take care of your own credit yourself. Okay, we have a software where you guys can actually use AI to generate your letters and go ahead and send that off to the credit bureaus so you can start taking control of yourself. All right. Also on the back end, guys, again, use the code TIGMATIC25. We also are helping you guys get access to your first $100,000 to $250,000 at 0% interest because we have different relationships with different banks.
Hey. So tell the people a bit about these relationships and what they can do for them.
Got you. So guys, it's a little different when you guys are going online. That's why, again, I'm keep saying it, TIGMATIC25. So it's a little different when you guys are putting in an application online than different because we have relationships with a BRM, Business Relationship Manager, at Chase, Bank of America, US Bank, PNC, Truist, Citizens, and Amex. So it's a little different when we put submit a application in. It's going straight to the underwriters, and our BRM, our Business Relationship Manager, he's also signing off on our application. So it's a little different than when the other normal people put in applications trying to get funding.
Right, Ali.
So in the same thing with when it comes down to funding and when it comes down to credit, it all goes based upon the same thing. It's a building block for each one. Everybody is looking to get money. So at the end of the day, when we build our relationships, we start at the core foundation. We start with your credit. When we make sure your credit is ready to go, that's when we bring you to our BRMs, because our BRMs also have people in the private sector that look at both of them. And what I mean by the private sector of the bank. So our BRMs can do both personal and business funding. So if you don't have a line, we have that line. So we make sure that you're set up, look at your account, we make it everything is right, because let's be real, an 850 credit score doesn't necessarily mean you're ready for funding. We can fake a score, but you cannot fake a well-built file. So when Dre and I are going over your file, we're looking at everything, and our employees are looking at everything. We're setting you up for pure success. So when we do send it to those other people are looking at this file and going, oh my God. Okay, let's give them the max. We're not looking to get you funding for $10,000, for $5,000, for $500. We ain't about that. Now, Tig asked me to do this last one. I'm gonna do this right now. I forgot to. Right here. This is what we're talking about. Right here.
Let me get the close up so they can see.
Right there. Right there. That's what we're talking about. We're talking about the cards. We're talking about over $250,000 at minimum in your back pocket, which means it's ready to rock and roll. But if you don't have good credit, you can't get the money. I started with the 515. This is where I'm at. These are mine. I'm pulling them off my desk in front of everybody. These are my cards. That 250,000, we go and get it. We go out there and show you how to get it. But if you don't listen to us, you don't get set up, you don't build that foundation, you're not going to get nothing. So we need you guys to lock in and execute. Dre, you got anything to add to that?
That was spot on. That was spot on. Like seriously, that was spot on, guys.
Okay. So, what are some misconceptions that people have about credit repair? Let's get into it.
You want me to hit mine and then you hit yours?
Go for it. Go for
All
it.
right. So the number one misconception on credit repair is that it can get done quickly. First and foremost, it took you at minimum 8 months to mess up your credit. And I'm talking about really mess up your credit. A late payment, truth be told, one late payment will not truly mess up your credit. It will cause a little score decrease, but it will not truly mess up your credit. But a charge off, a collections, a repossession, bankruptcy, all these big things, they work over time. So what's the number one misconception? Everybody's selling the fake the fake gurus are selling these fake courses of things to get it done in 24 hours, getting it done in 72 hours, doing human trafficking and all this stuff. And I know Dre is going to touch on this, but to get it done quickly, there is no quick fix. It takes time to do it right. And when you do it right, it doesn't come back. And when it doesn't come back, you truly repaired your credit. Dre, I'm gonna let you hit yours.
All right. So look, I have two misconceptions, but the first one I want to tell you guys, we just hit this one on our mastermind inside the community. But one misconception is if I get rid of all my negatives, my score should go up. That's 100% not true. Okay. Again, a lot of people say, well, I got all the negatives. I got those late payments off. Well, again, if you have to get rid of the whole account, okay, if you have to get rid of the whole account, then yes, that's going to drop your score. Why? Because you're losing that credit age. If you had that account for 10 years, now nothing is, when you remove that whole account, nothing is like supporting that loss, then you're going to take a loss in your score. If you had a credit limit of 20,000 and you had 15 late payments and you're like, man, bump it, we got to get rid of the whole account, that's going to drop your score because you're losing that credit limit. Makes sense? So again, a misconception is when people say, oh, well, if I remove all the negatives, my score should go up. Not necessarily. Not necessarily.
All right. Ali, you got anything you want to add to that?
No, I think Dre hit that perfectly. Look, there's a lot of misconceptions. I don't want to add anything in the sense. There's a lot of misconceptions, but the ones that we touched on are the most important ones. It's the ones that shape your mindset of how you're going to go through this. We know that everybody's going through a mental mindset and a hardship when it comes to credit, when it comes to funding, when it comes to being in the position that they want to be in. So let's get those misconceptions fixed, which will cause a better mindset, which will cause you to go into this with a way where I am truly looking to get this fixed, not to go get money and really focus on fixing it, then getting the money, then building your life. Because if you don't go in that line, those misconceptions can totally destroy how you're actually going to view credit repair, fixing your credit, getting funding, and building yourself a business or whatever you're trying to do in your life.
Last misconception, because again, I just got this message today, like this morning. A lot of people are saying, a lot of these gurus, guys, I'm talking to you guys. A lot of these gurus are saying, hey, we're going to go focus getting you a 750, 780 credit score. My partner, Ali, he just touched on this. But again, I want you guys to please, another misconception. If you have a 780 credit score, you can still get denied. If you have a 780 credit score, you can still only get approved for $100. Why? Because again, you have 4 authorized users and one a primary. 5 accounts open, they can see that those 4 accounts are authorized users. So they're going to look at that other one. You only have that Verizon account, guys. So again, they're not going to give you big amounts of money if you only have 5 accounts open. You're not going to get a lot of money if you only have 2 months, 3, 4, 5, under 2 years. Under 2 years, you're still not going to get a lot of money from these banks. So again, let's wrap it up. Your score, if you focus on the score, your report might not come. But if you focus on the report, no matter what, your score will come.
Okay, so what types of business funding are available? Tell the people a bit.
What kind of, say that one more time?
I said, what types of business funding are available? Let people know.
Gotcha. So again, we can get creative when it comes to business funding. So again, we can go with, if you have a good credit report, this can go in so many different ways. If we're going to say, if you're under 2 years of in your business and you don't have 2 years of tax returns, that means that you cannot go get a line of credit. So we have to go get you business credit cards. Again, if you have over 2 years of tax returns and you're making a good amount of money, we can go get you business credit cards, 0% interest, and a line of credit. Again, if you have bad credit, you need a 500 minimum. But if you have a 500 minimum and you're making $10,000 a month for the last 6 months, we can go get you funded by using your future projections, because the bank is going to say, hey, if you're clearing $10,000 a month right now, if we lend you money and you go spend that on your business, now you're going to be making 15, 20, 25,000 a month. So they're going to say, you know what? We're going to be able to lend you this money and get it back. But you're going to need to show 6 months of statements with 10,000 or more. So again, we can get, creative. We can go do equipment funding. There's a lot of different variations of fundings. It's just you guys need to come in, tap in with us so we can give you your different options.
Yeah, so that's a great segue for my next question that I was going to ask. And I was going to ask, what do lenders typically look for in the person trying to get the business? What does the lender usually look for in their business?
Done deal. So guys, I'm dropping this first on your podcast, Tig. So I came up with something called DRR. All right, DRR: deposits, report, relationships. Okay, a lot of these banks want to see, do you have deposits? Do you have any deposit inside the bank with them? Okay, a lot of times I tell you guys, go, if you don't have a relationship with Chase, Bank of America, or US Bank, or any other bank that you want to go get funding with, go start a relationship with them by depositing money inside there. Okay, that's the D. The R, report, not score, report. They're going to look at your report. You can tell them, I have a 790. Let me see your report. So the second, that's your report. All right, you need to have your report on like where it needs to be. That means you need to have a 700 plus credit score. You need to have two credit cards with a minimum of $3,000 minimum, because they're going to use that for something called comparable credits. They need something to compare this to. All right. If you never got a high limit on your personal side, why should they give you a high limit on your business side? Okay. After that, you're going to need 7 to 10 primaries. We can throw on some authorized users and all that, but we need to have primaries, because that shows that is
so
your.
Tell the people why that's important to have the primaries.
Got you. Because again, a lot of these banks, a lot of stuff has changed, guys. These banks are evolving. All right, they're starting to learn certain things, so they're starting to see, oh, if somebody has 7 authorized users, that's not really your account. Now, yes, you could be tied into that business and sorts, but again, to give the banks certainty that you're gonna pay them back, they want to see primary. Okay, primaries. That is your account. So if you don't have primaries, we can get you some trade lines. We offer trade lines as well. Just get in contact with us. But that's why you're gonna need primaries instead of a whole lot of authorized users. Not discrediting authorized users, but these banks are getting hip on that, saying that's not yours. That's your friends, your wives, your husbands. It's not really yours. Make sense?
Right.
So after you hit the D, which is deposits, then the R is report. The second one, the last one, is your relationships. Certain banks will not, even if you have a lot of deposits inside the bank, or if you have a good report, if you don't have a relationship with certain banks like PNC, they will not give you that bag. So again, that's why I always tell people DRR: deposits, report, relationship.
Right.
Can I I want to ask a question. Dre, how much are we supposed to put in the bank? If we're putting deposits, what do our deposits have to be? Do we have to keep a level in the level, an amount of money in the bank account to show our credibility?
Yes. So I would say for safe. Now this is coming from the bankers, okay? From the bankers. They want to see you're solid at $5,000 in your account. Now again, if you don't have 5,000, it's okay. I'm just trying to give you the limit that the banks are saying, "Oh yeah, we are solid to give this person some money because they're doing business with us."
Okay, so how long do they need to have that 5,000 in the bank account?
So I've heard from my bankers at least 3 weeks, at least 3 weeks for it to sit in there. Okay, because again, it needs to go through this churning. Okay, they're going to start reporting it. So at least minimum, if you can leave it in there longer, that works better, of course. But minimum, you want to leave that in there for 3 weeks.
I'm gonna interject right there. Tig, I'll give a personal story. Right. 1, 2, 3. I did exactly that. Went to the bank, opened up a business bank account, and I put 5K in the bank account. 3 weeks later, I get a call from the BRM, which is now my BRM, and she called me and she's like, "I am so and so from Chase. I saw that you opened up a brand new business account with us, and I would like to have a personal sit down with you." Why do they do that? They do that when you hit a certain threshold. They are not calling the person that opens up with $50. They're not calling with the person that opens up with $100 or the person that opens up with 1,000. They call the person that opens up with $5,000+ in the bank account. Because why? You're a heavy hitter. If you're a heavy hitter, they know they can make money on you. These BRMs make money when they get you loans. They make money when they put out the bank's money, they get money back, especially if we pay it back. If we pay it back, they look great to the bank, which gives
Right.
them more leeway. And the more leeway they have, the more loans can go out. The more loans that can go out, the more money they can make. So every time that, what Dre just gave you is the truth. Because if that person that's calling you now, when you put your bank account and show them that you're viable, they're going to want to make sure that you can pay your stuff back. So when they're looking at your deposit and then deposits after, and they see all that stuff, they're going to want you to be able to do that to make a more amount of money. But if you don't have that, you're going to look less fundable. You're going to look less credible, and when your fundability goes down, nobody wants to deal with you. Nobody.
Right.
That's the key. And what are we teaching everybody right now? It's fundability. You have to become fundable. Everybody wants money, and look. When I talk about fundabilities, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not talking about fundability based upon business. I'm talking about fundability as a whole. You want a mortgage. You want to buy a car. You want to get an apartment. You want anything that you want to finance, you have to become fundable. So if you become fundable, that's how you go out and get the things that you want. But you also have to understand the game. The game is taught where people want to sit down with people, give people money that is truly bringing money in. I'm not going to I'm not going to go to Dre, right, and give Dre $50,000 when he's got $5 in his bank account. But I'm going to go to Tig that's got $25,000 in his bank account, and I see deposits coming in every week or every day or every month. What is it for 50, 60,000? When I see that, I know Tig can pay the bill back.
That's
Remember, this is a business. It's not about feelings. It's not about anything. This is a business. So when they go and lend you money, it's a business. What do they want? They want to get paid. How do they get paid? The interest. That's how they get paid. When they lend you $5, they're making $2.50. So in total, you're paying back $7.50, but you don't care because you took the $5, went invested it in marketing, then invested it in your house or whatever you're doing. Okay, you got what you want, so you're never going to complain because of what you got. So that fundability key is huge that Dre is talking about.
Right. So here's my next question. What are the pros and cons of business credit cards for funding?
Oh, Oh,
You want me to touch base and then you take it over?
go for it. Go for it.
So I'll start on a basic part. I'll start from a user's part. I'm not going to start for getting it. I'm going to start from the user's part. So business credit cards are huge. And the reason that business credit cards are huge, reward points, the ability to get higher limits and everything that goes along with it is maximized. I'll give you a little story because I'd rather explain it with a story than anything else. When I started my business, the first thing that I did, I had American Express. I had a regular American Express card, no gold, no platinum. I had a blue cash preferred card, right?
Right.
There was no cost to the card, whatever. I was charging everything for the business on that one. And I started building up the business with that card. Now, over a year and a half, I managed to gain back in cash rewards $1,500, right?
Mm.
When
Right.
I opened the business, solidified everything, I said, okay, this business is working. It's making money. Let's make this legit. So I made it legit. I opened up the corporation. I did everything. What's the first thing I do? I called Dre. Dre, I need business credit cards. Okay. Sends me a couple of links. I did what I needed to do. I got the business cash card. Within 1 month of having that card, I had a $10,000 limit on the personal one. The business one has a $38,000 limit, and in 1 month, $1,500 in cash back. So what took me a year and a half to do it on the personal side, I did in 1 month with the business side. Everything on the business side is amplified. They want it to be amplified because they want you to spend on their card. Because who's the big dog? Every single person in the industry knows there's one big dog when it comes to business credit cards, and everybody wants it. Is the Amex Black Centurion card. And how do you get it? You got to spend on the baby cards. So they know that American Express holds the crown. Everybody wants that Black Centurion card. And the only way that you're going to get it is if you have the smaller cards and you're a member for a while. So what do? You go to Amex Business and you start there. But the other ones now are catching up. And Dre's going to touch base on the physical side, but I'll talk about the side that I have. Chase caught up. Chase caught up big time with their in cards because their in cards are doing great because not only they give him cash back, they're also giving you rewards when you buy for travel. So that's a huge thing when you have that, and their limits. I'll let Dre touch on a limit, but the limits are astronomical. Not even Chase is touching those limits. They ain't even touching it like a skyscraper. They don't want to touch it. So
All right, so it's on you, Dre.
All right. So you said the pros and the cons, right? The pros and the cons of business funding.
Business credit cards and funding.
All right. So he hit partner. He hit on some pros. I'll hit on a couple more pros, but then I'm gonna hit on the cons because again, I don't want us to get blinded by the big old dollar sign. But yes, Amex, they give out that bag, but you have to work up to them through their products. So with business, you'll get your limits will be 10 times what they're going to be on your personal. That's why we have something called comparable credit for your personal. That's why I said for your comparable credit, all you need is 2 credit cards with a minimum of $3,000. Yes, if the higher limits you have on your personal, you're going to get higher on your business. But for your business, we can go get you from when you have a solid report. We already talked about how your report needs to look like. But once we have a solid report, you can go to Chase, go get you 50,000, 60,000, 75,000, one pull. And the good thing about business credit cards is you can max them out. Now, again, I'm going to start going into the cons. All right, I'm going to start going to the cons. But again, the difference between personal and business credit cards is when you go max out your personal credit card, your credit score tanks because you use up a lot of your credit utilization. All right, but there is no credit utilization limits or limit when it comes to your business side. They want you to max that bad boy out, pay it back, but they want you to max it out because that's how you get increases. Okay. Now the con about business credit and business funding, you don't have a way to pay it back. Somebody does not know how to pay it back. They think, oh, we got that 0% interest for 12 months. We go for 9 to 18 months. That sweet spot is like 12 to 18 months. But a lot of people, they take that for granted. Okay, well, I got time. I have time. And it starts to creep up. And if you don't have a way to start making money before that interest starts coming back, that's going to hurt you. That's going to hurt. You're going to feel it. You're going to feel that 23% interest. You're going to feel that stuff. So again, a big misconception, but a con to getting business funding is you spending it before you're ready. I tell everybody, if whatever you want to do, I suggest you go get a mentor. Why? Because you can spend your business funding to give that to a mentor, and now that's a tax write-off because that's for your business. Okay, but now you're not going blindly into doing an Airbnb, Turo, whatever you want to do, because again, there's somebody in that field that knows what you don't know. So why don't you spend the extra money that you have right now, the extra capital, to go learn from that person to cut out all the headaches and the speed bumps that they took. Makes sense? So that's what kind that I see a lot. People they get the money and they just want to go.
Facts. And I want people to understand, with business funding, it's a whole lot easier to get than a regular loan. So be mindful of that. It's a whole lot easier to get, but like they said, there's requirements that you have to have. A certain amount in your bank account, the credit, have these things aligned so that way you can get the approval rating that you want. Okay, so here's my next question. How can I improve my chances of getting funding? This is the biggest question that people need to hear answered. They need this question answered more than anything, because when it comes to business funding, they're asking me questions. I'm not a credit pro. You know what I'm saying? And one thing that I'm trying to help others learn is the things that I don't know. I got some guys that can teach you, and they're here. You know what I'm saying? So while we here and we got this little bit of time left before we close it out, let's bring it home for them. How can I improve my chances of getting funding?
You want me to touch credit and you touch you want to handle it?
How about tag back and forth?
I'm gonna
Give one gem, then you give the gem. And you give it.
Go.
Look, switch it up on.
Everybody, start with your reports. All right. If you guys want to get funding, well, let's start focusing what the banks are going to look at. Your report. That's the first thing. All right. Your reports. If you can have all the money in the world, but if your report is poop, then you're not going to get anything. All right. So that's the first thing. Go ahead, Ali. I got a lot. Oh, go ahead.
I mean, in the retrospective, starting with the report, it is actually understanding everything about what the type of funding you're looking for. So, for example, we're using credit cards. Know what bank pulls where. Knowing how the bank pulls what from what exactly they're doing. For example, you're going to Chase. Chase pulls TransUnion. Okay, Chase pulls Equifax. Chase pulls Experian. Whatever they're pulling for that month or day, you want to focus on. You want to make sure that your report is lights out with it. You want to make sure your banks are set up, right? If you're lights out, it makes life easier. Dre, go.
So I'm gonna give you guys again. I already mentioned it, but just to bring it home again, just to bring it back all together, you need to get ready to get funding, guys. What does my report need to look like? I need to have a 700 plus credit score. I need to have 2 credit cards, minimum $3,000. I need to have 7 to 10 primary accounts. I need to have underneath 20% credit card utilization. That means across the board, and do not go listen to these damn gurus who are saying, oh, if you're maxed out on your Chaser card, let's go get you a trade line. No, you're still maxed out on that credit card. Lower your balances, guys. Stop, these gurus who are watching 24 hours.
Stop swiping, y'all. Stop swiping. Is what he's trying to tell y'all.
Swiping.
Learn how to not get addicted to swiping just because you got it.
Stop it. So again, just
And
once you
pay it back too.
seriously,
Because that's
Oh,
key.
hey man, that ain't. I mean, I think that's the problem. That it goes without saying. Like people, pay your cards. That's
all right.
they don't. Dre, finish your thing, and then I'm gonna touch base on that. That's another gem.
So you need that 700. You need to have 2 credit cards, minimum 3,000. You need to have no negatives on your report. No, I don't care. Well, it's only one late pay. Stop. No, go get it taken care of. Go get it taken care of. We want to come to these banks and get the absolute max amount. We want to have no negatives. We want to have underneath 20% credit card utilization, and we want to have max 2 increase in any bureau. Okay. Once we start having multiple, more than 2, 3 increase in any one bureau, that's when we start getting a red flag. You're thirsty. You're thirsty for money. Last thing, I'm gonna pass it to him, to my partner. You want to have, if we want to go get that bag from Chase, Chase has a 5 and 24 rule. Okay. I tell all of my clients we hit Chase first because of this 5 and 24 rule. If you have 5 new accounts open in the last 24 months, you're going to get denied because you look too thirsty. So that's my last little thing. Make sure you go to Chase first and get your report together. Go ahead.
I'm gonna hit with the financial literacy part. Like, let's be real. Don't spend money you don't have. When you're going down, they're looking at everything. And they're looking at your bank accounts too. Know that because you're building that banking relationship. That's what Dre was saying before. If you're building that banking relationship, right? And they know that you have $4,000 in deposits come in every month, right? Your credit card is maxed, okay? And it's maxed to $8,000. You've already outspent yourself. So what you need to do is create a plan, lower your business, lower down your expenditures, cut and tighten the belt and go out and get that down. Stop spending money you don't have and pay the stuff back. I will say this, and I know Dre will agree, but I will say this. It's better to have a relationship that you have maxed and paid down than to have a charge off and collections, okay, that you can put yourself in a blacklist with the company. FYI, I was blacklisted by Chase. I was blacklisted by Chase. It took me 9 years to get back on good graces with them. And it's the only reason that
So
I
this
have
was
a.
early on when you were younger.
Oh, well, yeah. Well, as soon as I said 19.
Yeah.
19. It took me 9 years to get back with them. I got an account at 30, I think. We had to pull some strings, but I had to deposit a bag into the bank account. Once I deposited the bank, all of a sudden it's like, oh, we'll do whatever you want now. But
The
what you don't
bag
realize is
speaks, folks. Y'all hear it. The bag
it,
speaks.
it definitely does. It definitely does. But you want
All
to
right.
make sure that you're doing the
So
right thing.
let's talk about the software and what using the code will get the customer. Let's talk from the credit repair part first, what it could do. And then let's talk about what using the Tigmatic 25 code can do for the business funding. Who wants to go first?
You can take it over with the software.
Yeah,
I'll touch base on.
let's start with you with the software and what the code could do for them.
So when we get in with the software, we're going to give you guys the max amount with whatever we're giving away at that point in time. So I'll talk right now with what's going on for this month. So this month, what we're doing for everybody in the software is we're giving access to our communities for free with the Tigmatic 25. You're coming in, you're locking in with us, and you're getting access into our communities. So while you get access into our communities, we're going to teach you how to utilize the software, how to grow in your business and in your life, what the extra $100 a day could do for you, and how you can fix your credit to go earn all that stuff that you need to earn in the sense of how you're going forward by starting at the beginning with the number one problem, which is your credit. So if your credit, and this goes for anybody, if you have less than perfect credit, this is the software you want to get into. Why? Because it's a do it yourself. I used to charge $5,000 to fix credit. Now you could do it yourself for $149. That's what it cost. That's it.
Boom.
That's
Y'all
it.
hear?
$149. That's our basic plan that we suggest to everybody. It's $149. You get in there, you get rocking. We're going to give you access to our communities. We're going to give you access into the software. When you get in, you pay for the software. We'll drop a registration link with Tig so he has that. You get in, we rock and roll. We get you to the point where you can fix your credit within the first hour of being there. Now, that doesn't mean results in the first hour.
Now that goes to my next question too.
Go for it.
How long does it typically take to secure business funding? But we're talking about credit, but we can use that same question for the credit. How long does it take to secure the credit?
So when you get in, depending on your negatives and your thing, it could take, we're not, legally by law, we're not supposed to give a time frame, but here's how I'll frame it nicely. It could take 6 to 12 months, depending on you. And what do I mean depending on you? If you stay focused, if you do what we tell you, if you go through everything the way we tell you, you will get it done. But if you fall off the wagon, you don't have the proper mindset, you don't pay the bill to come in, you skip a month, then you're only prolonging your process. It's the same like business funding. And that pushes that business funding out further. So that 6 to 12 months, hey, who knows? You may have a perfect file and get it done in 3 months. You may have a harder file and get it done in 12 months, but it takes time. I'm not going to set an unrealistic expectation to anybody over here. And I said the common misconception with everybody in the beginning was time. It took you 8 months to mess it up. It's going to take between 6 and 12 to get it there. Normally, it starts around that 8-month mark. But can you fix it quicker? Yeah, depending on your file. I don't know what negative you have on it. You may have a negative that'll get removed tomorrow. So I literally, when you come in, know that it can get fixed and everybody's file is fixable. There is nobody's file that's not fixable. It's all depends on you and the time you put into it.
So tell the people the difference between secured and unsecured loans.
You want me to hit it, Dre, or you want to hit it?
Secured loans. Secured loans is when you got to put up your money. So, Tig, let me ask you guys this. All right. So, guys, here's a little tip since you just set that up. What is a product that will tell these banks that you have money without them checking your statements or your bank account? Do you know, Tig? You just said it. Actually, you just said it. It is secured product.
Secured. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Nobody thinks of that. Nobody. A lot of people are saying, well, Dre, I heard that secure product, those are not that good. Yes, when you're putting up $500, $1,000, it's not that good. But when you have bad credit and you go to the bank and they see a pledge loan and you put $15,000 in a pledge loan, they see a secure product and you put $25,000 in that secure product, they're going to be like, oh, this person has money. Makes sense. So I was going to touch on that, but yeah, that's the difference between secure products and unsecured. Secure, you're putting that money up. Unsecured, you're not putting that money up.
Right. It doesn't require collateral.
Exactly.
Dre,
it doesn't require collateral, but they typically come with a higher interest rate and stricter qualification criteria. So people have to be aware of that as well when it comes to that part of it. So, folks be alarmed of that as well. So, like, you want to get the bag, these are the tips. We giving y'all the tips. I know a little something messing with these guys, as y'all can hear. I know a little something, you know what I'm saying? I seen the look on your face, they're like, okay, Tig,
he led us down the way. Did you not realize that? He led us down the way to give a gem away. Did you see that? He led us down the river. I was going to say.
You know what I'm saying? We cooking. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. Okay. So here's the next one. How does a business line of credit work? Break it down.
Go ahead, brother.
It's money in a it's like money in a bank account that you can use over and over and over again. It's like a revolving credit card, but it's in a bank account. So what happens is when you get approved for a line of credit, it usually takes 2 years for your business to be even qualify for a business line of credit because it's not a credit card. It's actual receivable money. Think about it as it's a money in a bank account that's attached to your account where you can go, okay, give me here. I need this for this month to pay X, Y, and Z bills. Okay, let me go put it back. Interest rates are usually a lot lower on it. It's not a 14, 18, 22%. It's 7. I think the max I've seen was like 11 or 12%. They're usually investor money. If you go to like a Blue Vine or some of these other banks that are dealing with or these smaller banks that are dealing with line of credits. I know I have a connect at the local regional bank here that offers a line of credit. They don't offer any business credit cards, only line of credits. So it's actual a cash investment, which they you can move in and out of your bank account to be able to pay whatever they need. And the payment history on that is maximum 12 months. So it's not you can pay it over 12, 16, 24 months. Usually they have a cap when you can pay it back.
Hey, listen. I think we gave them enough. I think we gave them enough in this hour's worth of time. It's 51 minutes, but we can go a few more minutes. Let's go a few more minutes. We're gonna cut it off at like 56.
Okay.
But
Tell them about that Tigmatic 25 then.
yeah, let's get to it.
Let me tell
Get it,
my
Dre.
guys. So if you guys need funding, okay, if you guys need funding, make sure you go to ruffinconsultingenterprise.com. Ruffinconsultingenterprise.com is right there. Go on that website, go ahead and go through the questionnaire. Make sure, this is the most important part. Make sure, guys, I'm being transparent. You put in Tigmatic 25. Tigmatic 25. Again, I'm not going to tell you what I'm going to charge you if you don't, but you're not going to like what I charge you. I'm just being transparent. Not going to like it. So you may as well just get that discount. You already messing with Tigmatic, so you might as well. You are already on the podcast, so you might as well use the code.
Use the code. Get this bread, y'all. Listen. And the one main key that I want people to remember, because a lot of people get scared when they hear credit funding, right? Remember, if you get approved, this helps boost your business credit.
Let me tell you one thing. Let me tell you guys,
especially if you paying back, it boosts your business credit, which means the better you do with your business credit, the more capital you will be able to gain. It will increase the better you do. The less utilization, the more it increases business credit. Remember that.
Guys,
I want y'all to remember that.
There's no fees. A lot of these people out there who are doing business funding, Tig, he messes with us. He's working with us for a reason, guys. There is no cost. So again, there's no risk to you. Makes sense, guys? Join the community. Go ahead and start using the software. Get your credit together. But then, guys, there is no risk when you're coming with us. When you're using Tigmatic, there is no risk. So again, it's all reward. Makes sense? We don't get paid.
Moving and booming.
Moving and booming.
Let's go.
Yeah. All right. So, any last thoughts that y'all want to let out to the folks before we get it booming? We got 2 more minutes.
Your credit is super important. I'm gonna hit this. I'm gonna drop this real. Your credit is super important, but you don't realize how important your credit is until you don't have it. You don't know how many things revolve around credit. You don't know that your insurance policies revolve around credit. You don't know job opportunities revolve around credit. You don't know that the car, the mortgage, business, the way that people, the way that people look at you in the social aspect revolve around credit. Okay? It's not even what we thought it was. They thought that this was a minute thing. This is such a big thing. Forget about business funding. Forget about your mortgage. Forget about all that stuff. For yourself, don't wait to carry this out. Don't wait until you need a car. Don't wait until you need the money. Start to get on the boat today. Don't wait until tomorrow or a week from now or 2 weeks from now. You got to get on the boat today, because
That's right.
that's where it really matters. Because when you don't need it, it's the time to fix it. It's the time to learn about it. It's the time to actually set yourself up for that 850 score. Because with 2 years of hard work, that 850 is achievable.
That's right. And for those that are listening on the radio, on Going In Radio and Dollar Radio on iHeart and in Florida 105, listen, spell it out. I'm gonna spell it out for y'all. TIGMATIC 25. That's TIGMATIC 25. Listen, this was awesome to have you guys on. Once again, we're gonna do this once a week for a few months, you know, just to drop these gems on people and get more people to get the software. You know, like he said, it's not that much money. They not knocking you over the head with a big expensive price. You know, $150. You can't beat that. You know, for some software, like you spend that on some sneaks. Like some people might spend a little bit more, but $150 is like the minimum for sneaks for a lot of people. Y'all got $150 for sneaks. You got $150 to get your credit straight and get some business funding, especially if you got a business and you want to keep it booming. So why not use the code? Once again, I'm going to say it once more. TIGMATIC 25. Get this money, y'all. Let's get it booming. Once again, it's your boy Tigmatic. Y'all going to say y'all names?
I'm DeAndre Ruffin, CEO of Smart Hustlers Community.
And I'm Ali, the owner of M2 FICO Forge.
And this has been another edition of the podcast with Tigmatic. Y'all already know the vibes. Cut y'all cams, mute y'all mics. And I'm going to do my little Jerry Springer thing. Hey, folks, I hope y'all got some good information today. And I hope that you guys are willing and ready to take the first step and try to get some business funding for yourselves. I think that, hey, shout out to you, Simone Harlow, Rashana Gibson. Hey, I see everybody out there. I see y'all. Shout out to y'all. Thank y'all for watching the pod. I want to say to everybody that's watching, I appreciate y'all. Thank you for the people in Africa. Thank you for UK. Thank you for Spain. Thank you for Texas. Big shout out to Texas. Big shout out to Florida. Big shout out to the West Coast, LA. Shout out to my folks out in LA. Anthony Johnson, I see you, baby. We got some moves to make. Shout out to my guy Smiley. Listen, we out here, we moving and booming, and I want you guys to understand that this business funding thing is no joke. You can get up to $250K. Run the bag up if you got good credit. Come run the bag up. Don't run the bag up and spend it all. Run the bag up to make more. And this is the way to get the funding so you can make more. Scared money don't make money. You know, Meek say it best. Scared money don't make no money. Now, we ain't planning on going broke to have to take money, though. That's the whole key. So do what you got to do, y'all. Once again, it's your boy, and I'm out. Peace.
Everybody go attacking with the pop.
Y'all tune into the Pop Podcast. And guess what? There's an
Hill,
episode of me on
and
it.
you are tuned into the Pot Podcast.
With the Pop Podcast with my boy Tigmatic. You hear me? It's going down.
To follow the Pot Podcast with Tig.
That's that number one.
That's that number one.
Yeah.